Why take refuge? The majority of the world thinks I have a human body and a soul. The wise men of old would phrase this differently. They would say, I have a soul and a human body. There is a huge difference between these two statements. The majority of people on this planet live their lives externally. They live their lives with their external senses only. They get completely caught up in the drama of life. I give the analogy many times that a wise man lives in the center of a hurricane. The majority of mankind live their lives like leaves scattered in the winds. Just think, in this state, you see only 1% of the light spectrum. Many traditions around the world would consider this time the age of darkness. Why? Because we don't have a clue of who we truly are. You are the universe, and you just don't know. Your subconscious mind is running the show in life. Over 95% of your actions stem from the subconscious mind. And every moment when an event occurs, it goes to the hard drive of your subconscious and you instantly react. Most of the time, it's less than a fraction of a second. Most of the time, you have no choice in the matter. Only a wise man understands that he can reprogram the neural circuits inside the body. So we live our entire existence in ignorance. This causes so much unnecessary pain and suffering. The world at large is living in chaos, and we think this is normal. We live our lives striving to be happy, yet happiness, living external, is fleeting. Everything morphs and changes in your life. Nothing is constant. The world at large is trapped, and yet we think this is normal. When the unstable mind is controlling our world, chaos will occur all over. All the problems in the world stem from unstable minds. All the wars in the world stem from unstable minds. All the greed in the world stems from unstable minds. All the poverty in the world stems from an unstable mind. I could go on and on and on. A highly developed civilization would understand that they are a soul which has a human body. They understand that the whole world is impermanent. They know they have 5 physical senses which are used for us to live our lives externally. They also know there are 5 internal senses which are gateways to the soul. This civilization has learned to be in the state of union with mind, body, and soul. Our present-day world separates all of them. We completely ignore the soul. Most of the time, we completely neglect the mind. On top of that, our health is in turmoil and chaos. We're not even in harmony with our bodies. You could say, realistically, we have a broken car. The car continuously breaks down on the freeway of life. We drive the car aimlessly on the freeway. We take side roads and have no idea where we are going. We run out of gas. We put the wrong kind of gas in our gas tanks. We never change the windshield wipers. When a big storm comes our way, we turn the windshield wipers off. Our window is completely dirty and we can't see where we are going. This is the condition of the world today. A wise civilization slowly learns to change the course of where the ship is headed. The civilization understands that the ship is heading in the wrong direction. When one understands the goal is first completely understand and experience you are a soul. You were never created, nor will you ever be destroyed. You are eternal. You have infinite wisdom. You have infinite bliss, tolerance, compassion, and an infinite amount of attributes that you don't even know or understand at this present moment in time. The jewel lies inside of you. Why people don't want this jewel at this present moment is beyond my comprehension. Maybe because we are so much in apathy, we don't even have the energy to ponder and contemplate our lives. This is why we should take refuge. How do I take shelter from my own soul? In the early 1980s, Albert Einstein came up with a theory of relativity. It was a breakthrough in science. Since then, the whole field of quantum physics is beginning to hit the mainstream. We know there's a quantum field that exists beyond time and space. It was never created, nor will it ever be destroyed. It was, is, and will always be. The quantum field exists in all universes and in infinite dimensions. You are in this quantum field. You are magnificent. If I were you, I would have this sink in. You are so much more what you think. The quantum field is your refuge. Many people around the world have different names such as Jira, Atma, or Soul. There are so many different names for the same thing. When I was quite young, my twin brother John and I knew that we had 5 internal senses. How did we know that? I have no idea, yet we do. I want to learn how to bring these 5 senses back online. When I was doing my research on the J. Jarenda book, I saw they understood this basic principle. They also had meditation practices to bring back these senses online. A wise man understands there's a power behind your breath. This power is keeping the universe and you alive. One can be in union with this power of love 24 hours a day. I think my motto is the more attention you pay to something, the more attention it pays to you. If you pay attention to your soul constantly, your soul will pay attention to you. If you pay attention to the chaos around you, the chaos around you will pay attention to you. In other words, you are what you focus on life. My advice is never become stagnant and think you know it all. Greater wisdom in each moment in life. Be tolerant of other people's ideas and beliefs. Take care of this human body. I mean, really take care of this human body. The foods that we currently eat are leading to an epidemic of disease on this planet. Read some of the books on this subject. If you don't have a healthy body and harmony, your mind will be disturbed. When your mind is disturbed, you won't be able to be in harmony with your soul. An unstable mind and body lead to the chaos we have today. Use the great masters and sages from the past to your advantage. Imagine the mind is like a tuning fork. Whatever it touches, it vibrates at that frequency. These great masters are still alive. Remember, you are never created nor destroyed. If you understand this principle, you will see that their guidance has never left. We have simply left them out of the picture. They are still there. Listen carefully. Build your life from the inside to the outside. What does that mean? It means that we live our lives coming from the soul and expressing these qualities to the world. Currently, we are taking the garbage of this world and expressing it to each other. Take care of your mind. Contemplate upon impermanence daily in your life. Understand that everything will morph and change. In your life, you will begin to focus more on your true nature. There are many steps in taking shelter. I would highly advise one to understand that you are your own chemistry saint. You are responsible for the chemicals that gets released into your body. I would highly advise you to read up on the subject. In the past 20 years, so much science has been researched on the correlation between your thoughts and the chemicals that gets released into your body. Did you know that anger causes about 1,500 negative chemicals to release in your bloodstream? Many people's faucet of adrenaline can't be shut on. What this means is that they will be tossing and turning all night long. Harmful thoughts lead to harmful actions. The world at large will be given an F at this present moment in time. Yet the majority go on our way and think that the world is living with a grade of a B or an A. Slowly over time, you'll begin to understand there's an energy of love that is keeping you alive. Your internal senses will be developed to the point where you become one with your true nature. There are an infinite number of stages for this to occur. For this to occur, one must be conscious and aware. One must have the foresight to consciously, moment by moment, shift your awareness from the outer to the inner. At some point, there is a melting point. All the great masters had to go through the same situation you are going through. Nobody gets a free ride. Learn how to laugh and be happy in life. Be like a child. Don't take life so seriously. This path is not an anxious path. It is not serious. This is from another tradition where they say only a child can enter the gates of heaven. A child is innocent and free. If you want to understand your true nature, you must be innocent and free. Laugh at life. When life throws you a curveball, realize that everything is impermanent. If you do this, you will see that the tide goes in and the tide goes out. Yet there's an infinite ocean that causes the tide to go in and out. Identify with the ocean, not the waves on the surface of the ocean. Mind you, this takes time. I've been meditating for over 50 years, and yes, I can say this takes time. Each discovered that you learn how to be connected to your soul leads to a faster evolution to understanding and becoming your soul. Therefore, you can never rest on your laurels. You must always be in a state of self-discovery and learning more each day. One can never become stagnant. If one does, the water around you will turn into a swamp. You are the ocean. not as well. I would most definitely do some sort of exercises every day. You must learn how to take care of the body. Stretch your body and will also stretch your mind. Learn how to unite the two to become in harmony with your soul. Learn how to completely relax your entire body, one limb at a time. Close your eyes and focus on releasing each part of your body. Your subconscious mind stores information inside of you. You can learn how to delete these negative tracks by releasing the trauma inside of you. When I was 18 years old, I was told about this. To be honest, I had no idea what they were talking about. Fast forward 50 years, and I understand why they said this. Learn to love to meditate. When I was in my early 20s, I would call it going to the internal movies. I love to meditate. I always will. You can learn how to meditate. Don't place any expectations upon it. Take your time. Take baby steps. Each time you meditate, you take one step forward on your journey in life. You may think at the beginning that I'm wasting my time. You never waste your time when you meditate. In the beginning, I would say I would meditate on my breath. There was a certain point where I understood and experienced my breath would meditate upon me. This is a vital point to understand. Remember, the more attention you pay to something, the more attention it pays to you. This is why the great masters, when they reached enlightenment, they were automatically in that state all the time. They said the same things we did, you can do. You can take the same steps in your life. Remember, these are baby steps. There's no such thing as a leap from bound. Even nature takes billions of years for the earth to be created. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. The essence of your soul is kindness. The more kind you are, the more you will be in tune with your soul. Remember your negative emotions. When you have them, you will drink your own poison. Stop and think about that. Let that sink in. I can guarantee you, it hasn't 100% sunk in to me. Yet with this understanding, we are learning in every moment to modify our behavior. We are learning to modify our thoughts and actions. The Jains were the original psychologists of the time. They understood the mind, body, and soul connection. Listen to music. Music is a gateway to the soul. Find music that connects you to your soul. Become more sensitive. Learn about your intuition. Just think there's a radio station inside of you. The majority of mankind doesn't know how to fine-tune into that radio station of life. The more sensitive you become, the more you will be able to fine-tune that radio inside of you. As I said, we only see 1% of the light spectrum. These are simple steps that you can take to take shelter in your soul. This is just the starting point. You will discover your true nature. Death and dying. All the great masters have said to learn about death before you die. In reality, there's no such thing as death. Yet what is created ultimately dies. This is the fact of life. Everything that is created will be destroyed in the end. Even the entire universe itself was created and ultimately will disappear someday. The wise men of old understood this process of life. They understood that even behind your breath lies the answer. You breathe in life and you exhale. One never knows when you will take your last breath. When you take your last breath, you will die. A wise man understands this process. He experiences the miracle of each and every breath that he takes. It is a miracle that we are alive. We take it so much for granted. A wise man understands that breath is sacred, life is sacred. With this understanding, one wants to be in harmony with the world around her. When I was young, I was scared to death. I was told that when you die, you enter a state of completely being unconscious and never being able to wake up. You would simply vanish and never return. Since then, I've had an experience that death and life are the same things. When we die, we simply move into another room in the mansion of life. Unfortunately, we were never taught that in schools. We were never taught how to practice death. And in each and every moment, when that moment arises, one already knows there will be no fear and anxiety in that state. One will have no attachments to the world. Death is a funny thing. We are scared of it and don't want to talk about it. Yet, we all must die. Even the universe someday must die. Why don't we take a look at the 4 seasons and understand there's a cycle of life and death? Unfortunately, we have lost touch with nature and its cycles that we never contemplate the magnificence. We live our lives oblivious to what's going on. But being this oblivious, no wonder we are so scared when we have to leave this place. We become so attached to it. Have your feet on the ground and your head in heaven. This is practical advice. One should have your feet on the ground and at the same time be and completely in harmony with the soul. If one only has their feet on the ground, one will never understand this message. How can you understand being in the center of a hurricane when all your life you are like leaves blowing in the wind? When I was young, I didn't understand the great Taoists. They would talk about being in harmony with nature. Today, it's a different story altogether. One can see the forest from the trees, but one dedicates that life moment by moment to be in harmony. One ultimately slowly learns how to express harmony in one's life. Common sense is uncommon. The way we die is completely insane. When the majority of humanity lives their entire life only using the 5 external senses, this is a major problem. How can you face death when you never contemplated it or meditated upon it? If you never experienced there is another room in the mansion of life? Wow, you are alive. No wonder you are afraid when you die. This is a practical path, what the great mystics said in the path has high relevance for you today. One must implement this wisdom daily in one's life. This is not some doctrine or theory. This is not a religion per se. These are practical tools that you can take to completely change your life for the better. There's a jewel inside of you just waiting for you to discover. Pick up your inner shovel and discover your true nature. To truly solve the world's problems, we must first understand that we've been looking in the wrong place for the answer. If we are looking externally for the answer, we will never find the solution. Only through inner wisdom can we solve this puzzle. This is what all the great masters have talked about. You are the missing piece of the puzzle of life.
"5 minutes to heaven. The bullet train is coming to your station. Your time on earth has passed. All your physical belongings are left behind. Everyone has left this way. No one ever gets a free ride. You are going home to your beloved. You played your part well. Your memories on earth will always be with you. They are locked inside of your soul. There's nothing to be afraid of. God does not judge you. God loves you. Man judges each other, but God loves his creation. You have free will. If you have free will, then why would God judge you? Life is a learning process. You will never stop learning. This is the adventure of life. We stumble and fall, yet God is always there. He doesn't yell at you. Your boss may do that, yet God is always smiling at you and encouraging you. He is your best friend. You were never created, nor will you ever die. You are eternal. Your human body will give nourishment back to the earth. Mother Earth knows your name. She is thanking you for being on Earth. You are loved by all. Nobody knows when their time is up. It's always a big surprise. Don't be sad or afraid. This train is custom built for you. The ride will always be for a few seconds in your time. A beautiful light filled with love will appear to you. You will merge with this light, and all your pain will instantly go away. How grand that is. How much the universe loves you. It's time for you to get some rest. Your angels are at your side. They are singing sweet melodies into your ear. These melodies are greater than any can. They are sweet melodies, sweet medicine for the soul. This is your true nature. Your true nature is kind. Somehow man has lost his true nature. It's always been there, hidden inside of you. A true treasure is always hidden. Remember as a kid looking for those Easter eggs? How much fun it was searching and then finding the precious eggs. Well, God lies inside of your heart. He doesn't boast or say, "Look at me." God is too humble for that. This force created the entire universe and is humble. Wow, that is incredible. Yet man, in its present state, created the universe. What kind of final journey would we have? This train would take us to hell. Yet hell does not exist. The only hell is a state of mind. God is not jealous. There is no wrath of God. God does not fight. There is no devil. All these are human traits that we place on God. Remember, God is not human. We have a tendency to place human emotions on God. Yet God is kind. God is compassionate, patient, and full of tolerance. These are the incredible traits of your Creator. This is your true nature. You are about to once again see your true nature. The train has arrived at the station. Enjoy the ride. In a few moments, you will be in God's arms.